Hi, I'm Joy, and I want to ask you a question that will blow your mind. Did you know that you've already decided to keep being exactly who you are today? It wasn't a conscious decision, obviously, one of those you stop to think about. It was an invisible decision that you make every single day when you wake up. The decision to repeat yesterday. Every time you grab your phone before getting out of bed, every time you choose the easy path, every time you leave something for later, you're silently voting for your life to stay the same. And the most amazing thing is that you don't even notice you're voting. But here's the twist that will change everything. If you can unconsciously decide to stay the same, you can also consciously decide to be different. The problem isn't in your willpower. It's in the fact that you don't know the rules of the game you're playing. Your brain has a secret operating system running in the background, creating patterns that seem impossible to break. But when you understand how the system works, you can hack it in your favor. And since you made it this far, it's worth subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell, because the secrets I'm going to share today are just the beginning of a phase that will change how you think about change. It's not about willpower or motivation. It's about understanding the science behind your own behaviors and using that to build the version of yourself you've always wanted to be. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's discover together how to end the old you once and for all. The silent vote you cast every morning. You wake up in the morning, and without realizing it, you've already made the first decision of your day. It wasn't choosing coffee or tea. It wasn't deciding what clothes to wear. It was something much more subtle and powerful. You decided to repeat yesterday. When you grab your phone before even getting out of bed, when you choose to stay 5 more minutes lying down, when you follow the same path as always to the kitchen, each of these seemingly neutral moments is actually a silent vote. A vote for everything to continue exactly as it is. And the most fascinating thing is that you don't even notice you're voting. The problem isn't in your conscious decisions. Those you can actually control. The real saboteur lives in the autopilot that you accidentally activated. You know that vicious cycle well. Waking up tired, skipping exercise, eating whatever, coming home exhausted, and compensating with a drink or something sweet. Each step of this cycle doesn't happen by chance. They're connected like dominoes, one knocking down the other, creating a system that maintains itself. And the decision not to break this pattern is also a decision, just an invisible one. Here's the truth that nobody tells you. Not acting is also acting. When you decide not to decide, when you leave things on automatic, you're actively choosing to keep your current life. It's like there's a secret committee in your head working 24 hours a day to make sure tomorrow is exactly like today. This committee doesn't need your permission to work. It already has a free pass. And while you think you're just letting life happen, it's building something much more solid than you imagine. Your brain doesn't negotiate habits, it just repeats. There's a guy named 𝗿á𝗽𝗶𝗱𝗶 who discovered something revolutionary about how your brain works. He said a phrase that changed everything. Neurons that fire together wire together. This means that every time you do the same sequence of actions, grab your phone, open Instagram, scroll through the feed for an hour, the neurons responsible for the sequence create a stronger connection. It's like they're soldiers marching down the same trail every day. At first, the trail is just a little track in the grass, but after months of repeating, it becomes a concrete highway that your brain travels without even thinking. Your brain is not your friend when it comes to change. It's addicted to efficiency. For your brain, thinking uses too much energy, so the more it can automate, the better. When you eat chocolate every time you feel anxious, it's not lack of willpower. It's your brain creating a neural superhighway between anxiety and chocolate. Every time you travel this road, it gets wider, faster, more irresistible. That's why you don't even notice when you have the chocolate bar in your hand. The circuit was activated before your consciousness came into play. The cruelest part is that your brain treats good and bad habits with the same scientific indifference. It doesn't judge whether going to the gym is better than staying on the couch. It just reinforces whatever you repeat most. If you work out every day at 6 a.m. for 2 months, it will create a beautiful neural road for this behavior. If you watch Netflix every night until 2 a.m. for 2 months, it will create an equally strong road for that. TV. Your brain is like a super efficient employee, but one that doesn't question orders. And the one giving orders isn't your momentary willpower. It's your consistent repetition. The illusion of perfect Monday. You've done this. I know you have. It's a beautiful Monday, you're full of energy, and you create that perfect mental rule. From today on, only healthy food. You do great until Wednesday afternoon when someone offers you a piece of birthday cake. You eat it, and then comes the killer thought. Since I already ruined everything, I'll only go back on the diet next Monday. It's like your mind just declared that the next 5 days don't exist. Sound familiar? Well, you just fell into the most common trap that exists. This so-called perfect Monday is a cruel illusion that your brain created to sabotage you. It's like you have a mental ruler where only 2 extremes exist: total perfection or complete failure. There's no middle ground. No, I ate the cake, but I'll have a salad for dinner. It's all or nothing. Your mind works like a switch. It's either 100% on the diet or 100% off. And the worst part is that it loves finding excuses to press the off button. One little sweet turns into a whole week of losing control. One missed workout turns into a month of being inactive. The most fascinating thing is that you wrote this dysfunctional rule yourself without realizing it. Nobody taught you that one slip cancels all your other efforts. You invented that on your own. It's like you hired an internal lawyer who specializes in finding loopholes in your own commitments. Oh, today is Friday. Not worth starting now. Oh, December is party month. Better start in January. Your brain becomes a master at creating impossible calendars. And while you wait for the perfect Monday that never comes, real days keep passing by. The hidden cower in just 20%. Here's a truth that will change your life. Only 20% of your behaviors are responsible for 80% of your results. Shock, right? This is called the Pareto principle, and it works for both good and bad. Think about your bad habits. Probably it's not 50 different things that are sabotaging you. It's 3 or 4 specific behaviors that create a giant domino effect in your life. Maybe it's going to bed late, which makes you wake up tired, which makes you skip breakfast, which makes you eat junk for lunch, which makes you come home with no energy. See how one behavior becomes a cascade? The good news is that this works both ways. If 20% of your bad behaviors cause 80% of your problems, then by changing just those few crucial behaviors, you can revolutionize your entire life. It's like finding the main cables in a power plant. You don't need to mess with all the wires, just the ones that really matter. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier, or switching your phone for a book before bed, or preparing your workout clothes the night before. Small adjustments in the right spots can knock down the house of cards of bad habits. The problem is that most people try to change everything at the same time, like it's a complete personality makeover. Result? They get overwhelmed and give up in 2 weeks. But you don't need to become a completely different person overnight. You just need to identify what your most important 20% are, those behaviors that, when changed, make everything else reorganize naturally. It's like pushing the first domino piece. You give it a small push, and the rest of the sequence happens by itself. Your invisible rulebook in your head, and you were the only author of it. These rules control your decisions without you realizing it. If I'm stressed, I deserve a beer. If it's the weekend, I can wake up late. If it rained, I don't need to work out. If the day was hard, I can order food. Each of these sentences seems innocent, but they're like laws that you made for yourself. And the most impressive thing is that you follow them with more discipline than any external rule. Your brain treats these self-imposed rules as absolute truths. The problem is that you wrote most of these rules when you were lazy, stressed, or looking for an easy excuse. It's like making laws when you're angry. All the laws come out crooked. Since it's Carnival Monday, the diet only starts on Tuesday. Since I worked late, I deserve to relax watching Netflix until 2 a.m. Since I have PMS, I can eat chocolate freely. These rules were created by the version of you that wants the easiest path, not the version that wants the best results. And guess which version is in charge most of the time? The most fascinating part is that some of these rules are so deep that you don't even know they exist. They operate in the subconscious, shaping your choices like an invisible GPS. People in my family have always been chubby. I'm not the type of person who wakes up early. Exercise is boring and forced. These belief rules are even more dangerous because you don't even question their validity. It's like you signed a contract in fine print and now you're paying the installments without remembering what you bought. When your schedule becomes a weapon. Your schedule isn't just a pretty calendar, it's a weapon of war against your worst impulses. When you write workout at 7 a.m. in your schedule, you're not just marking an appointment. You're creating what neuroscientists call an extracortical tool. Basically, you're outsourcing part of your self-control to a piece of paper. It's like hiring a personal trainer who lives inside your phone. He won't let you make excuses at the last minute because the commitment was already made with yourself. Your schedule becomes your external conscience. The trick is that your schedule works better than willpower because it eliminates internal negotiation. You know, that conversation you have with yourself every morning. Should I work out today? Oh, but it's cold. Maybe this afternoon would be better. The schedule cuts this negotiation at the root. When it's written, work out at 7 a.m., it's not a suggestion. It's a law that you made for yourself. Your brain understands the language of commitment, and your schedule speaks that language fluently. It's like turning your good intentions into legal contracts with yourself. But here's the secret that few people know. Your schedule only becomes a weapon when you treat it as sacred. If you write, work out at 7 a.m. and then ignore it because today didn't work out, you just taught your brain that your own commitments are optional. It's like breaking through your own roadblock. Every time you disrespect your own schedule, you're sending a clear message. My decisions don't matter. But when you honor what you wrote, even on difficult days, you're training a skill much more valuable than any physical exercise. Here's a counterintuitive truth. You need to feel more discomfort not following your schedule than following it. It sounds strange, but think about it. If skipping the workout is more comfortable than working out, which one will you choose? Your brain always takes the path of least resistance, so you need to reverse the equation. Make not following through more painful than following through. It's like reprogramming your internal alarm systems. When you feel that pang of guilt for not doing what you promised to do, it's not neurosis, it's your new navigation system working. Discomfort isn't your enemy. It's your emotional personal trainer. When you program your mind to feel restless every time you break a commitment to yourself, you're creating an automatic correction mechanism. It's like installing a smoke detector in your discipline. That bad feeling of, darn, I promised I'd read for 30 minutes today and I didn't, shouldn't be ignored. It should be amplified. The more uncomfortable you feel about not keeping your agreements with yourself, the stronger your consistency muscle gets. Most people try to eliminate discomfort, but you need to do the opposite. You need to use it as fuel. When you don't do what you planned and feel bad, that's not failure, it's precious feedback. Your internal system is warning you, hey, we're off track. It's like GPS recalculating when you take the wrong path. Discomfort becomes your most honest ally, nudging you whenever you're sabotaging yourself. And when you finally understand this, you realize you have a much greater force than you imagined working in your favor. Building the new you, one synapse at a time. Now comes the most exciting part. You can literally rebuild your brain. Every time you choose the gym instead of the couch, every time you pick up a book instead of your phone, you're strengthening new neural circuits. It's like going to a brain gym. At first, the muscles are weak and hurt to use. But with repetition, they become stronger than the old ones. Remember that concrete road of bad habits? It doesn't disappear, but you can build a new road next to it. Prettier and faster. Over time, your brain will prefer the new route. The process is like training any muscle. At first, it's difficult, uncomfortable, feels like it won't work. Your new synapses are like a baby learning to walk. They stumble, fall, get up, stumble again. But each repetition makes the movement more natural, more automatic. One day you realize you no longer have to fight against yourself to do the right thing. It simply flows. The new behavior stops being an imposition and becomes a natural extension of who you are. It's like you hacked your own programming code. The most beautiful part is that you don't need to wait to become a completely new person to see results. Every day you honor your commitments, every small victory over the old autopilot, you're already being the new you. It's not about reaching a final destination, it's about strengthening, day after day, the circuits of the person you decided to become. And when you look back, you realize it wasn't a magical transformation that happened overnight. It was consistent evolution, one synapse at a time, until one day you woke up and were genuinely who you decided to be. The future you is already waiting. Now you just need to start building it, one invisible decision at a time.